let's say we have a number 60, let's say 60. Okay. Okay, before 60, let's discuss 24. If I ask you if 24 is divisible by 3 or not, so you can directly, you very well know that 3 into 8 is 24, right? So you can say yes, it is divisible by 3, right? So let's take another example, 60. Okay, so many of you will directly say 3 into 20 is 60. So yes, it is divisible by 60. Or someone will do like this, 60 divisible by 3, 3 to the 6, remainder 0, 0, 3 zeros are 0, right? So this way you will find remainder is 0, so it is divisible by 3. Okay, but let's take this number. Let's take this big number. Now tell me whether this number is divisible by 3 or not. Divisible by 3 or not. Now it's very difficult for us to understand whether it's divisible by 3 or not by trying something orally, right? Then what we are going to do is we will start dividing this number by 3, then we keep on solving it, right? Like this, 3 2s are 6, then 2, then we take 4, then 3 8s are 24, 0, then 6, and so on, right? So if the remainder will be 0, then we will say the number is divisible by 3, otherwise we will say the number is not divisible by 3, right? But do we have so much time to discuss a small thing that whether this number is divisible by 3 or not? No, right? Because with time going in further classes we will have two big problems where we can't even, you can say, we can't spend so much time just to understand this thing, right? So in order to solve this problem we have something called as test for divisibility or the divisibility test, which we are going to understand or study or try to understand in this video. So let's try to understand what are all the tests for divisibility or the divisibility test. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the divisibility by 10. Okay. So in this divisibility test, we will try to understand how to determine whether a number is divisible by 10 or not. Okay. So let's say we have number 110. Okay. So I need to check whether this number is divisible by 10 or not. Okay. I will divide this by 10, right? 10 ones are 10, remaining 1, then I have 10, 10 ones are 10, and the remainder is 0. So now the remainder is 0, so I can say that this number is divisible by 10. Okay, but let's say I have this number and I want to know that if this number is divisible by 10 or not. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am again going to divide this by 10, right? No, not this time. Okay, now let's use the divisibility test. What the divisibility test says, if the unit place digit is 0, then the number is divisible by 10. Isn't it simple? If the unit place digit of any number, the number can be of any length, right? If the unit place digit is 0, then it is divisible by 10. Now, tell me 2041904600420. Now tell me this number is divisible by 10 or not. Now what the test says, if the unit place digit, which is 0, right? Unit place digit is 0, unit place digit is 0, then the number is divisible by 10. So simply this number is divisible by 10. Okay. Now let's continue to divisibility by 5. Divisibility by 5 is also very simple. It says that if here also if, okay, if unit place digit of a number is either 0 or 5, then the number is divisible by 5. Okay, easy. If the unit place digit of a number is either 0 or 5, okay, then the number itself is divisible by 5. For example, let's take 2195. Okay, now I want to check whether this number is divisible by 5 or not. As we already discussed, the divisibility of 5 says that we have to check the unit place digit. Okay, so let's take the unit place digit. What it is? It's 5. Okay, now the divisibility test says if the unit place digit is either 0 or 5. Is it 0? No. But it's 0? No. Okay, but it's 5, right? So if the number is either 0 or 5, then the number is divisible by 5. Easy. We didn't do any calculation, any division or something, right? So we directly came to this conclusion. Okay. Now let's take one more example. 2165970. Okay. Now I want to find if this number 2165970 is divisible by 5 or not. Again, what I will do, I will take the unit place digit, right? So I will check whether the unit place digit is 0 or 5. Is it 0? Yes. So simply this number is divisible by 5. Okay. But again I want to know whether this number is divisible by 10 also. Oh, what was the divisibility for 10? If the unit place digit of a number contains 0, if the unit place digit of the number is 0, then the number is divisible by 10. So the unit place digit of this number is 0. Okay. So this is divisible by 10 also, right? Now let's try to understand the divisibility by 2. This is also very simple. Divisibility by 2 says that if the unit place digit is either of 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8, if the unit place digit of the number is either of 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, then the number is divisible by 2, right? So let's take some example. Let's say 218, 218. Now tell me whether this number is divisible by 2. What we have to do is we have to take the unit place digit. Okay, unit place digit is 8. Now we have to check what is this number. Of the number is either of 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, we have 8, right? So this number is divisible by 2. Okay, let's take one more example. Let's take this big number 615 89 46 12040. Okay, so we have this big number, right? So if I ask you whether this number is divisible by 2 or not, are we going to do this like this? Divisible by 2 then big division? No, right? because now we know the divisibility rule for 2. Okay, so we are not going to do this lengthy work. What we are going to simply do is we will check the unit place digit. Okay, so after checking the unit place digit, tell me whether it is either of 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Is it? Yes, the unit place digit is 0. So it means according to the test for divisibility by 2, this number is divisible by 2. Okay. Okay, now tell me whether this number is divisible by 5. Hmm? What was the divisibility test for 5? If the unit place digit is either 0 or 5, then the number is divisible by 5. Okay, so is it 0 or 5? Yes, we have 0, right? So if the unit place digit is 0, then it is also divisible by 5. Okay, this big number is divisible by 2 and 5. And so easily we did all this calculation without doing any proper divisions, right? Okay, now tell me this number is divisible by 10 or not? What is the divisibility test for 10? If the unit place digit of number is 0, then it is divisible by 10. The unit place digit is what? 0. Okay, so then it is also divisible by 10. Simple, right? Okay, now let's summarize all the divisibility tests that we have already discussed till now. Okay, first of all, we discussed the divisibility test for 10. Okay, a number will be divisible by 10 only if the unit place digit of that number is 0. Okay, simple. Okay, after this we discuss the divisibility test for number 5. A number will be divisible by 5 if the unit place digit of the number is either 0 or 5. Okay, this is also easy. Okay, after this we discuss the divisibility test for 2. A number is divisible by 2 if and only if the unit place digit of that number contains either of the numbers, either 0 or 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Okay, so this is how we can easily remember the divisibility test for 10, 5 and 2. For divisibility test for 10, the unit place digit must be 0. For divisibility test for 5, the unit place digit of the number must be either 0 or 5. For the divisibility test for 2, the unit place digit of the number must be 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. Right?